Welcome to Gist Dish TV, your ultimate gist corner. Before we dive back into this hot matter we don't already scatter Nollywood timelines, I beg make you hit that subscription button now. No dulling here, because the gist way they come. E deep, e emotional, and e get as e be. So as we talk for part 1, that said that they no just get normal vibes at all. From the moment Maurice Sam stepped on set, people we don't work with and before notice say this one no be the usual Maurice. No jokes. No laughter. No small talk. Just straight face and sharp responses. Even Ruth Kadiri, we be producer and one of the commerce forces on set, reportedly noticed say something day off. Sonia Uche, on the other hand, was her usual professional self. She no carry body, no form star, just focus on her lines and her character. People close to the matter say Sonia had even rehearsed extra the night before because she didn't want any delay or mistake. This particular scene was emotional, and she wanted to deliver it clean. Camera rolled the first time, and barely 30 seconds into the scene, Maurice stopped. Cut. At first, everybody thinks say maybe line miss or camera angle no correct. But before the director fit even talk, Maurice raised his voice. "Why are you delivering it like that?" he asked Sonia, tone sharp, eyes fixed on her. The entire set went quiet. Sonia was visibly confused. According to insiders, she calmly replied that she was following the script and the director's earlier instruction. That was when Maurice snapped. "No, you're not listening. This is not how the emotion is supposed to come out," he said, louder this time. Some people say it sounded more like shouting than correction. You know that kind of silence where even generators sound loud. That was the atmosphere. Sonia tried to explain herself again, still calm, still respectful. But Maurice cut her off mid-sentence. "See, don't argue with me on set. Just do it the way it's meant to be done." That statement alone reportedly changed everything. Ruth Kadiri, who had been observing quietly, stepped forward immediately. Sources say her face showed concern, not anger yet, just that producer look of, "This thing don't they go another direction." She gently reminded everyone that corrections should be communicated respectfully and that Sonia was doing her best. For a moment, it looked like the tension would die down. But Maurice wasn't done. People on set say he exhaled deeply, rubbed his face, and said something like, "I'm already not in the right mood today. Let's just get this over with." That sentence alone made plenty people exchange looks. Not in the right mood. On a professional set. Sonia reportedly went quiet after that. No argument. No response. She just nodded and asked for a minute to reset herself. Some say her eyes were already glossy, but she refused to let tears fall. If you know Sonia Uche, you know say she no be person where they cry anyhow for public. They rolled camera again. This time, she delivered the scene with even more depth, pain, and restraint. Some crew members later whispered that it was actually one of her best performances on that project. But instead of praise, Maurice reportedly shook his head. "Still not it," he said. That was when Ruth Kadiri fully stepped in. According to multiple accounts, Ruth asked for a short break. She pulled Maurice aside, away from Sonia and the crew. Their conversation was low, but intense. Hand gestures. Serious expressions. At some point, Ruth reportedly said, "Personal issues should not spill into work." That line alone has since become a whisper among people who claim to know what really happened. When they returned, Maurice apologized, but not directly to Sonia. It was more of a general apology to the set for the tension. Sonia accepted it quietly, but those close to her say she was deeply affected. Now here's where the gist gets even more interesting. Insiders claim that earlier that morning, Maurice had received some unsettling news. Some say it was about a failed deal. Others whisper it had something to do with personal expectations not met. Nobody has concrete proof, but one thing was clear, his mind was not fully on that set. And that brings us back to Ruth Kadiri. Ruth, being both producer and actor, later reportedly had a private conversation with Sonia. Not on set. Not in front of cameras. A quiet, reassuring talk. Sources say she told Sonia not to internalize what happened, that she did nothing wrong, and that sometimes people bring their storms into places they shouldn't. That moment alone reportedly strengthened the bond between Ruth and Sonia. But the damage? It was already done. Word travels fast in Nollywood. By evening, whispers had already started. "Did you hear Maurice shouted at Sonia?" They say the set was tense. Ruth had to intervene. By the next day, blogs started fishing for information. Now, before you conclude, let's be clear, nobody is saying Maurice Sam is a bad person. Many actors have come out in the past to praise his professionalism. But even good people have bad days, and sometimes, those bad days cost more than we realize. For Sonia, those close to her say the incident stayed with her longer than people know. Not because she can't take correction, but because of how it was delivered. Public correction is one thing. Being shouted at on set, that hits different, especially when cameras are not rolling. Midway through this gist, abeg pause small and hit that subscription button if you never do am. Because the way this story dey unfold, you no go want miss part 3 at all. Interestingly, after that day, fans noticed something subtle. Maurice and Sonia stopped interacting publicly online the way they used to. No comments. No likes. No playful banter. To outsiders, it meant nothing. But to people who watch closely, it spoke volumes. Some fans even noticed that in promotional interviews for the project, their sitting positions were carefully spaced. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it was intentional. What really shook people was when someone allegedly overheard Maurice say, "I shouldn't have taken it out on her." That single sentence, if true, shows awareness, but also regret. As for Ruth Kadiri, many insiders say she later addressed the entire cast and crew, emphasizing respect, communication, and emotional control on set. No names were mentioned, but everybody knew what she was referring to. In the days that followed, things returned to normal, but not completely. That easy flow was gone. Professionalism remained, yes, but warmth. That took a hit. Fans have since been divided. Some say, actors are human too. Give him grace. Others say, there is never an excuse to shout at a colleague. And that's the real conversation here. Nollywood is growing. Sets are becoming more organized. Professional boundaries are being emphasized. Incidents like this remind everyone that talent alone is not enough, emotional intelligence matters. As of now, neither Maurice Sam nor Sonia Uche has publicly addressed the incident. And maybe they never will. Some things are handled behind closed doors, away from social media noise. But one thing is certain, that day on set changed something. Whether it was a lesson learned, a bond tested, or a silent distance created, only those involved truly know. So my people, I throw this question to Una. Should personal moods ever excuse unprofessional behavior on set? Or is there a line that should never be crossed, no matter what? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And before you leave, please subscribe to Gist Dish TV, because the next part go shock you.